Hello, my name is Bill and welcome to Mind Your Crypto. Today we have Bitcoin and we are going to see the price potential for 2022, seeing all the factors right there. Before we begin, do not forget to join our monthly subscription, link in the description box and in the comment section, Patreon/Mind Your Crypto. You will get benefits not only from the bull runs, but also from the bearish markets because you will enter short positions as well. I have an educational video on how to sort out, and of course you will also attend to our automated system with buying and selling opportunities for 200 altcoins, our unique manual system with over 90% win ratio, personal guidance, everyday educational videos to become expert in the technical analysis and hold your future in your hands, market updates, random giveaways, spine scripts, and many other benefits. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day wherever you are. Let's go right now to see a little bit early in Bitcoin. Let's go and start from 2011 from this bottom we had back on 14 November, and from there we would see the very crazy bull market that we had until the 2013. So let's start with the price range. So we are going back down to the history and we have the price range and you can see 64,000%. Okay, 64,000% higher than from the bottom on 2015 on August, we had until the 4th December 2017, we had like 12,000 actually, 12,000%, let's say, upward. So you can see that the percentage that we go higher decreases over time. But in overall, if we see the corrections right there that we did, the percentage of the corrections decrease as well. From this top back on 2011 on June, until the 14th November 2011, we had a 93% correction. I do not know if you can see that, but we had a 93% correction. If I go here, an 86% from this top right there, actually around here, to this bottom, 87, let's say, percent. Right there from December 2017 until now, we had minus 84% correction. And now, what we want to see and what we want actually to see, maybe it is an 80% correction. So that means that if we just follow strictly the behavior of Bitcoin during the last bearish momentum right there, we should be having an 80% correction. What changes right now though with Bitcoin? What changes due to the fact we had a double top? We had an extended bull market over these last 2 years, right? We had an extended bull market going on back from 28 September 2020. You can see how we increased into the price valuation, and then we had again a double top almost pattern. Okay, and now we are getting extended. What this means is that we do not have now so much more room for the correction due to the Bitcoin's halving period as well. So every 4 years, the supply of Bitcoin decreases. So we have a decrease to the supply of Bitcoin, okay, while the demand increases. In the economics, in a simple economical cycle right there, this means that the price will keep going higher and higher. All right, so therefore, that's what you should be always thinking about Bitcoin. The other fact right there is that I do not think that we are going to see the 80% again because the adoption is getting bigger and of course the volatility is becoming lower and lower, and we are not going to see these price pumps as long as we are not going to see this 80% correction. But is it a 68% correction possible? Yes, it should be, right? So therefore, for me, we shouldn't be thinking that a 68% towards maybe the 21,000 or the 20,000 Tether USD is not possible. I do not want to scare you out. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing from the past historical data. Also, if we want to talk about it, let's go on the monthly frame. On the monthly frame right there, whenever we had the stochastic RSI going into an oversold situation right here, for example, let's say that we take the first one, which is the 2013, okay, and we have on the monthly frame the stochastic RSI into an oversold. It was when we entered the bearish market officially. All right, so on the monthly frame, from the time we went into an oversold for the stochastic RSI, we did not increase to the price. Instead, we kept going down and down until we found a bottom. Of course, if you were for the long term, you would like to buy Bitcoin when we were down there, right? So therefore, for the very long term, for the next 5 years, this should be a great entry point where we are right now. But what is for the next 1 year? Possibly we are entering a bearish market because, as you can see, we have entered the oversold situation right now as well. If I go back to the 1st March 2018, this was actually between 1st March and 1st February. This was the first time since the market was going a little bit further down. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are going to fix that. Yeah. So you can see right here, 1st March 2018, we went officially into an oversold situation with the stochastic RSI. But was the 1st March 2018 the bottom? Not, of course not. We went all the way down, even lower. Okay, so we should not assume that from the moment we have the monthly frame stochastic RSI into an oversold, we should not assume that we are having a bull market or we are into a bull market. We are not into a bull market, we are in a bearish market, but also into a bullish cycle as well. Okay, so right here, let's go back to the weekly frame. Okay, of course, we are in a bullish cycle again because we have not under these blue lines right here, but at the end of the day, we are not in a bullish market. Okay, we are way beyond the bull market support band of Bitcoin. We are way beyond right now our expectations for Bitcoin, and therefore we should be dropping down. Okay, so therefore the next one I want to tell you is that let's see the commodity channel index from the time, for example, on 2018 that we went down into the commodity channel index. There, of course, we had some buying entries. Okay, so you can see if I were to go back into the 2014, you can see that from the time on the weekly frame we went down into the weekly commodity channel index, for example, around here. You can see that usually we had a pump. Okay, it wasn't meant that we had a pump towards the all-time history, but we had a nice pump, plus 30% you can see here, and then actually we dropped down again. So the commodity channel index, when it goes into an oversold, we usually have a pump during the weekly. Okay, so right here, this is exactly what happened as well. We had a pump around here, we had this pump up right there, and the thing right now is that we might not be able to go even higher, although the good part right now for Bitcoin is on the weekly that we have a higher low pattern. If I go to the monthly frame, we are not even down near the minus 100, although in the history of Bitcoin, it was just a few times that we were going down. Okay, so we cannot assume that we expect the commodity channel index to go down near the minus 100, so we can see Bitcoin actually having a buying pressure on the next months, on the next year. Assuming and taking some of this stuff right there, what are the bullish scenarios? The total hash rate of Bitcoin increases, right? And this is good, but this is not a long-term indicator right there for Bitcoin, and we should not take it for granted that because of total hash rate increases, we are going higher as well. But for the weekly frame, for the short term, for maybe the mid-term, around 1-2 months, it is very nice. But in overall, what I'm seeing in the charts is not what other people see. I'm seeing a strong bearish momentum for 2022, possibly getting further down. Okay, so what are the patterns right there that we could have? Of course, we can have a flat running pattern, okay, where this is not likely for me. It is not likely for me, as I have repeated multiple times over this channel, but what this consists of is a higher low in the price, sorry, I'm going back on the weekly, is a higher high, sorry, in the price, and a higher low in the price as well. So we have this pattern right here with higher highs and higher lows, and therefore what we should be doing is this momentum, okay, this wave right there that we are going all the way and expanding above the 69k. The next one is the regular flat pattern, the regular one with a double bottom pattern for Bitcoin, and therefore what we are doing is this price action right there, okay. And the next one is the flat expanded pattern where we have this price action right there, but the flat expanded should be going and retracing more than 0.618, more than 0.786 sometimes Fibonacci retracement. So we should be going down to the 20,000 Tether USD before we see the major movement of Bitcoin going even higher than above the 100,000 Tether USD and way above as we expect, right? But what changes right now is the fact that we have Bitcoin into a double top and we have an extended cycle, unlike the other times where we had just a drop. So we experience a little bit of a different cycle this time. We experience something that we might be seeing some surprises going on. I'm not talking mainly about the short term, I'm talking mainly about the 2022. Maybe the bearish situation right there for Bitcoin decreases, the period of time actually that we are going higher decreases, and therefore Bitcoin goes higher sooner than we expect. But for me personally, seeing also the fact that we have a bearish RSI divergence on the monthly frame as well, you can check it out right here. The fact that we have a bearish monthly RSI divergence and the fact that we are getting probably maybe here a bullish, hidden bullish RSI because we have a lower high, but you can see we have a higher low as well. So this is also a hidden bullish RSI divergence. But I think that the bearish RSI will win, and eventually we are going to get further down, depending on the monthly, how the monthly will go as well, and on how February and March will go. I feel like we are not going to see soon enough the 69,000 Tether USD, and people should be careful and also start maybe to learn how to short their position so they can get benefits from the bearish markets as well. And of course, this is the best because we provide on Mind Your Crypto, Patreon/Mind Your Crypto, these details, and you can join us, you can join our beautiful team to get all of these benefits. So what I'm thinking about Bitcoin right now is, yes, we have a momentum that we could go upwards over the next few weeks, but in overall for 2022, the fact right there and what I'm thinking of is that it is not going as bullish as many people think. Instead, we might be having a drop down, but I will keep studying and I will keep having more and more study into my price analysis right there and the technical analysis to tell you if something changes, if I did something wrong. We all can do some things wrong, right? The perfect thing though is when you are wrong to admit it. So no one is absolutely correct and everyone can be sometimes wrong, but you have to admit your faults right there. And of course, if this is not on 2022 about a bearish market rather than a bull market right there, I'm going to admit my mistake and I'm going to take it back. But on the monthly frame, I'm not so certain that we are perfectly fine. The fact that we hold the 20-day EMA also is not something great, as we did back then on 2018 as well. We did it back on 2014, but we went down from it as well. So it isn't necessary that now we hold the 20-day EMA and now we are going up even higher. Of course, we would like to see on the monthly a doji candlestick maybe and a morning star pattern on the monthly, and then we should change our saying right there. And I would admit that I'm mistaken, but at this time frame, I do not want to tell you something that I do not see. It's better to tell you something that I clearly say, and it is not the best when I tell you something that you want to hear, because many people right there, not only on the YouTube but on Twitter as well, tell something bullish in order to have more clicks and likes, right? But the best case scenario is to tell always to be honest with your team right there. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to join our monthly subscription, and of course see you soon with many more videos. Bye.